Hey guys, Nev2491 here, and thank you very much for checking out this channel. Today I wanted to do a quick video on the new Overwatch map, BlizzWorld. So this was announced at BlizzCon, and finally hit the PTR last night. I didn't have much of a chance to play when it dropped, so I just jumped on this morning for a few rounds, and we'll have a look at the map itself. Along with the new map, we got some bug fixes, which are mostly cosmetic, to be honest with you. There's a really spooky one in there where Moira's eyelashes apparently detached from her body or something. I've never seen it happen, but apparently it was there, but that's been fixed. But we did get one for Mei, which affects gameplay. So when ice blocked, Mei is supposed to remove Anna's biotic grenade effect. This didn't happen before, so now I guess it's kind of um, a soft boost for her, like a buff. So that happens now. That didn't happen before, happens now. So yeah, it's a buff, and Mei can lose that effect, which is good for Mei players. Moira was also slightly nerfed. Her right-click life drain ability is now hard at a soft lock unless you're really close to someone. Um, so with Moira, when she does her right-click ability, she doesn't have to track you as much. So she can track, but if she's there or thereabouts in the area, it's going to lock onto you. It's not as full on as Symmetra's gun, which just flat out locks onto you if you're in the range. Um, but it is there or thereabouts. That's been reduced massively. So unless you're really close now, it's difficult to soft lock on. You've got to track your target a lot more, which is fair, in my opinion, because if you're tracking Moira and you're hitting her, and her health just isn't going down because she's just life draining you, moving back and forth, she doesn't have to track you so much, and she's just getting her health back while constantly damaging you. I think it's only fair that now she has to track as well, so you lose that kind of damage and her healing to her as well. So you do get like an opportunity to take her down because it's very, very difficult one on one to take her down. Especially with Raw Dog, if I hook her in and hit, sometimes I can't get the hook off because she uses a fade quite quick, and then she can just come back in behind me and soft lock and just nuke my health basically. And I got to track her and try and get in close, which the distance on the ability is quite far as well. I think it's like 25 meters or something. So I've got to get in close to do any damage. If I miss a hook, she can, it's yeah. So that's a fair nerf to Moira. Now, moving on to the map itself, I gotta say it's excellent. It's one of the best maps Blizzard have done. I haven't played that many rounds on it, but so far I'm really, really enjoying it. I can see it being good when it hits live and in competitive. I hope it's a really good map. The cosmetics are vibrant and reference the other Blizzard titles perfectly. I'd say there are more Warcraft references than anything else, but being a long time WoW player, it doesn't really bother me at all. You got Snacks Ramus, which is Nax Ramus as a food stall. It's fantastic. You've got the entrance to Stormwind at the start, which blows you away. It's really, in your face, lots of colours, and that kind of cartoonish style that Blizzard have got. Yeah, so really, really good on the cosmetic feel, and with awesome cosmetics comes awesome gameplay. I have to say, it's a really good map. It's a single capture escort map like Numbani or King's Row, and in my opinion it is a very defensive map, guys. So if we split the map into three sections, again this is just my pure opinion on it, but this is what I feel the map will go like. If we split into three sections, the initial point capture, the first escort checkpoint, and then the checkpoint to the end of the map. I'd say the first two were more defensive, while the last favours an attacking team. So right at the start, you've got to go up some steps. There are other entrances to the side and underneath that you can take into the first point, but essentially the main point to go in is through Stormwind Gate. It's quite a small gate, and it's a choke point for an attacking team. You can have an Orisa pop a barrier up, a Rhine shield will cover it, a Orisa shield will cover it. Junkrat can funnel all his bombs into there. Torb, lots of nice sneaky places for a Torb to set up a tunnel. Obviously you've got a Bastion behind the shields. They can do some damage. Even if you've got a Pharah on defense, they can just funnel rockets into there as well. And like I said, the other points, even though there are other entrances in, they're really close to that initial entrance. So it's not that easy to flank either, because the defensive team can just switch to that point and burn down whoever's trying to flank. So yeah, that's my opinion on the first point. I'd say it's more defensive orientated. And again, with the second point, as soon as you capture the first point and you get your payload, You move through into an area that's got like loads of overhead platforms, and again another choke. As soon as it comes out, it goes through a gate, another small gateway into these overhead platforms. You can see them here to the side. I'm just having a look around the map. I mean, it's beautiful. But you've got all those overhead platforms. You've got high ground, again, an Orisa up there with a Bastion behind her, or a Rhine up there, or both, if you want to go that cheese. And then got, a Junkrat up there just chucking his bombs down. Yeah, it's really defensive, going to be hard to get through. There are kind of side entrances, so you might be able to flank it a little bit, but you can easily just drop down from above. So the team can switch again, defensive can switch so easy on it. Yeah, and then you get into the last bit, so if you do manage to get through there, um, you get into the Skeleton King's Lair, which is a Diablo 3 reference. I'm not really a big Diablo player. I played Diablo 3 to a certain extent, but I've never completed it or anything or got heavily into the game. But I do know who the Skeleton King is, and his point, I think, favours an attacking team. So there's lots of kind of entrances into this one. There's no kind of chokes really, apart from the main entrance, but the main entrance is really wide, so I don't consider it a choke. You get some nice flankers in there, get a tank and a healer and a defensive player on the payload, so they're just strolling it in. And then you got some nice flanking attackers like, Genchi, Tracer, Reaper, getting in behind, taking out your priority targets like your Mercies and your Annas, and that's just going to rip the defensive team open. I'm doing it on Road Dog here. I'm going through the enemy team like butter just because they're, spread out. I can take, one fight at a time, and if I've got my hook, generally I'm going to win that fight. I was lucky with a Reaper. Obviously, if I came across a Reaper, I would be like, oh no, I don't know, this is a Reaper. Reapers can rinse a raw dog in minutes if they play it right, but I got lucky with him. But if you're doing it on a right attack, this could be a really quick point to capture. It's not that difficult at all to get through as an attacking team, in my opinion. And it's really, look at all the little entrance points, the little quirks, the attention to detail. It's fantastic. Blizzard have really done a good job here, guys. I take my hats off to them. The content they give us is fantastic, and just want to say thank you for that. Can't wait to play this on live and competitive servers. So yeah, guys, just a quick video, just to showcase this this awesome level from Blizz. Thanks very much for checking out my channel. If you like, drop me a like. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. More content to follow. And always leave a comment to tell me what you think. Thanks very much, guys. Take care.